And speaking of exciting, as we had, led off with, we've been busting our ass to get some profiles out for you guys. Each week we're in here. I mean, even during some of the draft stuff, you guys are like dropping free agent names and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So we're like, okay, we're going to give you guys what you want. And so we, again, tried to get a bunch of draft profiles, scheme fits, financial fits for you guys up on the website. And so if you go to cover1.football, in the very top right, you're going to see Buffalo Bills free agent target. You click that, you're going to get this landing page. And we have, I want to say, up over 20 profiles already up on players that we think are financial or scheme fits. And we're talking all different tiers. Guys that are like, I don't know if they can really afford this unless they make some moves financially with contracts they already have. And guys are like, no one really even knows about, but that are really good players and guys that caught our eye when we're, scouring the internet, film, and statistics. And so we're going to go over some of those guys tonight. So, Anthony, let's kick off, man. Let's take a look at the free agent list that you prepared tonight. We're going to take a look and we're going to start at the bottom, guys. All right. We're going to start at the bottom at 8, kind of work our way towards number 1. All right. Let's move on to your number 4, safety, Jeremy Chinn. I think this might be your crush for free agency, bro.
So this is another dude liked coming out of college. He's actually not my biggest love on my list.
All right.
He's been surpassed.
Okay.
But I think, and Eric, I know you said something similar, I believe. There's so much with Chinn. I still find him so intriguing, but he got used everywhere so much that I think it would do him some good to finally be able to sit down at one position and just do one thing. And he has so much versatility, which I think is awesome. But Carolina was like, okay, rookie year, you're going to be like a box safety. Okay, year 2, we're going to put you in as more of a deep safety and mix you in with the box. Okay, year 3, same thing. Okay, year 4, you're just an apex defender and also a linebacker between the last 2 years. Like, he got put into all these alignments and roles. And you want to do that because of his versatile skill set, like the athleticism, the size, the frame. He's 6'3", 221 pounds, like you have up there. He runs a 4.4. He does not move like a dude who's 6'3", 220 pounds. And that type of size for a safety in today's NFL is absolutely wild. But given what he's able to do, again, with his athleticism, his size, you see him tracking downfield. These are clips that I had to go find from like 2021 and 2022 because this deep safety type of role didn't exist for him in 2023 with him playing the apex. And then you go back and watch. If Bills fans remember, he picks off Josh Allen in 2021 because he's covering the flat as a down safety, reads Josh Allen's eyes, peels off his man, sinks underneath Stephon Diggs, and goes up in skies and plucks it from the air. Here's him now, like running downfield. We had multiple reps covering Chris Olave downfield in that game. You like the versatility that he brings, athleticism, physicality. I think he can get misled with his eyes from time to time, but I think
he bites on play action really bad and drops tight ends for like wide open touchdowns last year. At least he did that several times. His teammates were looking back and I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? Like, and even when he was functioning more as like a linebacker role in 2022, like you'll see him get lost at times from like a run perspective, like the aspect of getting lost with, okay, this guard is pulling. Okay, cool. I'm going with the guard, but
he's got processing issues at times. Yes, no doubt. And
that's why I think if you stick him in one spot, let him see the game from that point and build upon that skill set.
Yeah, I think you've talked about the athleticism. It's really been his calling card. You kind of see it there on that, timing that blitz, but he can be a force in and around their line of scrimmage. And I get why they used him as that apex defender. He's got that size. He can come down and fill, a la what Taron Johnson does for the Bills. There's no doubt about it, but you really didn't see that athleticism make those splash plays consistently like we expected coming out of college. Like when coming out of college, it was really between him and Duggar. Those were like the those flex safeties, the new age safeties that were coming out at the same time. And you were either in the Duggar camp or you were in the Chinn camp. And personally, I was more in the Duggar camp. And I just think that, yes, there's that, that whole how he was used, and it doesn't mean he can't be a deep safety, but his you talked about his processing. He lacks the ability to consistently anticipate routes. He doesn't, whether it's just a single route or a route combination, you see the athleticism show, in recovery mode because he's a little late to recognize what's developing in front of him.
Mhm.
And so I want to see more of that anticipatory play when it comes to defending routes and defending route concepts. His athleticism is great too in man coverage. You match him up on the tight end.
Mhm.
Cool, that's great. But then he's getting called for pass interference a bunch and he's grabby at the top of these routes. So I do see the athleticism, but more times than not, it's to make up for the lack of
You're
processing on the
screwing up.
front end. And so, there's a guy we'll talk about later as safety that I like that is really the complete opposite in Elodie Gilman from the
Mm,
Chargers. Is he doesn't have all those physical skills that Chinn has, but he plays quicker from the shoulders up. And we always talk about that, how, you
true.
can play fast in different ways. Sometimes it's the measurables, sometimes it's from the shoulders up.
Absolutely. And I think that's spot on. Like my thought with Chin is I think with the injuries that he's had the past couple years, he had 2 stints on the IR, one last year, one in
Mhm.
2022. Between that and being bounced all over the place and the inconsistency, I don't think he's going to cost much coming in here. I think you can get him as a relatively cost-effective player, and plugging him into a team that has shown the propensity to develop secondary guys left and right throughout Sean McDermott's tenure. You take this dude with size and
Mhm.
athleticism and raw traits and weight and speed and all that kind of stuff. You coach him up into more of a siloed role instead of giving him 15 assignments for every game. Stop trying to use him like Troy Polamalu. There's
Sure.
some times where, cool, you're going to bring him on a blitz or we can do some fun things with him, but stop trying to put him in this constant chess piece type of role. Let him play one role and learn it. I think the long-term benefit could play well. The other thing that I potentially don't like, him and Poyer, I think there's a little redundancy from
Yep.
a skill set perspective. So I would like more of a true, even though we're not in this day and age anymore, I would like someone to come in with more of a free safety type of skill
Sure.
set or background to play the post safety a little bit more. But I trust in McDermott and the staff. That's where this comes in. I
Yeah.
like Chin for the Bills because
Yeah.
of the coach up factor that I believe
Sure.
the Bills can get him to. Like, and you take a 6'3", 221-pound 4'4" safety who's got versatility. Okay, cool. Let's coach him up. And then all of a sudden, is he starting to hit that potential and that ceiling that you thought he would hit when he came out in that class? And also, last piece, I love Kyle Duggar. I just don't. I wish he was going to be more cost effective for the
Oh,
Bills.
yeah,
Man, dude.
he's way pricier.
There's a
Yeah.
bunch of people that keep being like, oh, well, what about Duggar? I'm like, they can't afford him. Like, it's
No.
not
And
even
that's
worth putting him on the thing.
even Chinn is kind of on that fringe because as Greg says here, he might be 6 mil. He might be 16 mil. We don't know. It depends on the market, depends on what team still believes he has some of that, 2021, 22 film,
Yeah.
and how he was, probably going to be more used. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to gauge what his contract will look like because of him being shuffled around and his injuries. And
Yep.
so who knows? We really don't know where he falls when it comes to that, when it comes to the contract.
Yeah.
But he is a guy that it would be interesting to see this staff get their hands on him because he's a different type of animal when we're talking 6'3",
Mhm.
221 pounds with
Nuts.
4'4" type speed.